What's up, everyone? Nethervvoid back with more Factorio, episode 45. I've been working offline, off cam, to figure out how I want to do this, and I've actually figured out a way that I want to do it. It isn't really how I have it set up right here. There's really no way to do what I want to do without using logistics bots. I want a universal unloading station. I want to be able to bring anything in here, any kind of ore, coal, stone, whatever, and have this thing work no matter what. So first we're going to rip this out. This is done. This is gone. Just get out of here. And we're going to make a whole bunch of these passive provider chests. We're going to tell it we want, I don't know, 100. We want all of them. Because what we're going to do is bots are going to sort this stuff for us. I do like using belts. I don't like using bots for this kind of stuff. But the problem is, it's too hard to get. I can't get the inserters to know what kind of ore they're pulling off, to say, hey, this is copper coming in. I don't want copper, so don't do anything. But we need coal, so do that. The inserters aren't smart enough. They only have, if you look at the smart inserter, it only has up to 3 different logics, right? 3 different types of logic here. And if we want this to be a universal receiver, it needs to have 4 at least. So I've ditched that plan. That idea is out the window. So what I'm going to start doing is setting up my receiving station, things that I've worked on off camera, and to make sure that this thing actually works correctly. We're going to do like this, and then I'm just going to copy this, and then we'll paste it all over the place. So we got substations here, and I can't put a light. Well, I guess I could put a power pole right here and a light, but I actually just put lights right here. It's a little bit better. Yeah, let's put lights right here, and then I put, big power poles here to connect these these things, and then put these passive providers down. So basically what's going to happen is, anything's going to be taken off the train, and actually, no, that's not what we want to do. We want to use smart inserters, because we don't want to pull off weird stuff like, you know, if they're rocket parts or some junk. We only want to pull off ore types, right? So we want iron ore, we want copper, we want stone, and we want coal. It looks like they added another slot. That's kind of neat. I thought there were only 4. Apparently there are more than 4. So we'll copy all that, because when we do our blueprint, it'll actually copy the settings as well. So that will only pull off ore. So if something weird gets stuck into the train, it won't pull it off. It just says, well, I don't really want that, so I'm not going to pick it up. So let's redo this guy and make him the receiver here. Let's say you are smart, let's see, train, right? And your smart inserters, and you're going to have, I don't know, just train stop. This is really what this is. It's train receiver. I don't know. That looks good. Okay. We're going to copy this down here. I'm not sure we're going to have that many passive provider chests, so let's go like this. And let's just make a bunch more. Let's ask for a bunch of steel chests. That way I don't have to make more steel chests and consume my steel. Because right now I'm not creating any new items. I'm not, you know, nothing new is coming into the system until I get the forges all set back up again. So it's going to look like that. We're going to have those on both sides. And then that's going to basically flow out into our warehouses, our ore warehouses. So we should be getting the steel chests at any time here. We have, now another thing that helps is I do have 700 Logi bots, right? If I only had 100, this wouldn't work. It just wouldn't pull items off fast enough. Another thing that's great is until we have rapid inserters, which are coming in with 0.13, really using belts and inserters is pretty slow, because inserters can only handle 1 item on a belt, right? But Logi bots, my Logi bots right now can handle, well, they can handle 2 items at a time. So and since more than 1 Logibot can interact with a chest at one time, that throughput is really way higher than anything you can do with inserters and belts. So I just feel like this is really the best path. Let's create a lot more of these passive provider chests. It should be a lot more simple now that I have steel chests coming in. And let's provide these out to this guy, because we're going to tell him basically, you know, make a whole bunch of these. Copy this thing over. We're also going to want to have a whole bunch of requester chests, which we already have. Let's tell it we want an infinite amount almost. Give me everything you got, pretty much. I don't think we have more than that. That way I can start setting up my warehouses. Alright, let's give it the rest of these as well. And we'll make a few more of those just to have some on hand. And then let's copy this guy over here like this. I left a hold on a second. I left a 2 space gap in between here because I set up the wagons and I noticed that the wagon length isn't exactly a standard length. And so the problem is, and that's correct, so sweet. The problem is the wagons start to drift off into the previous or forward areas, and so to prevent that, I left a space right there. What we also are going to have to do is set up loaders to load coal onto the locomotive. So let's do like this, and we'll just have requester chests here as well that say, hey, give me some coal. One of the things I need to turn off down here is I have the coal down here set to requester. It's requesting tons of coal, which means it won't provide any coal. So I'm going to change this requester chest down here that was supposed to bring in all the coal from the whole system into a provider chest. That way we can get some coal coming up here. Also, it's going to move the coal into the coal warehouse, which is what we want. We don't want warehouses sitting around down here. So there, now it's a passive provider, and they'll start ferrying the coal up here. I don't mind it with stuff like plastic and things like that, which actually this is a provider anyway. What's this guy? Oh, those are just iron chests. That's fine. But I did that to suck all the coal into that chest. But now that that's done, you know, we don't need to do that anymore. And we're going to need to get coal into those chests that are feeding our locomotive. And so when I set up the station itself, I had to mess around with it a little bit because I couldn't get the locomotive in there just right. I had to kind of mess with it until I got all the cars set up correctly. Part of the problem right here is going to be it's going to pull the coal out of my locomotive if I don't set this up right. So let's say I want you to have, I don't know, probably 200 or 100 of this guy in each chest. So let's copy the settings to these dudes. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now they should the Logibot should ferry that stuff up. Let's get the locomotive on here so he can get powered. R to change the direction. And you kind of just have to mess around with it. Why don't we put the wagons down first? Because I know basically it's got to get set up. This is where we need to balance, right? So I think we can do this. That looks fairly balanced. And I think we need one more cargo wagon here. There, that looks pretty good. That's about where I want this train to be. Let's hook up the forward locomotive like that. We're also going to want to copy this setting. Right, we're going to want to copy this and do it down here for the second locomotive because remember this is an in-out system. It's not going to be a looping system. I've watched a lot of videos on trains. I still have more to watch really, but I don't like the looping systems. I think there's just more issues that can be caused from that. So let's hook this guy up on this path. Those guys will pop in there, and they will also. We have all we have all of these, don't we? So why don't we just put these in? There we go. But they are not going to have the setting set correctly, so let's do that as well. Sweet. There, now they're always going to have coal to fuel these guys up. Alright, so the train is set up. Now, what I've been thinking, so what I'm going to do is just go back to here, and you can see I can't pick this up. So that means it'll stop right here. If I leave this one in, that train will move forward. So I'm going to start picking up track right here. The train will move slightly forward, but it's not too bad. I might have to back it up a little bit. This is really where you just have to get in and mess around with it. So let's get in using enter. Now I can move the train forward or backwards. So that's where it's going to be. I don't really like that. Let's take one more track out. So let's back it up a little bit here until I can take that track out till it turns yellow. Yeah, there we go. The problem is you can see we're having issues with the cargo guys. So there's one way to test this. And see, it won't stop right here. Let's put a station in right here. Let's put this guy in. It always has to be to the right of the train, okay? It won't stop here. it'll only stop here. You can see the arrows, this direction coming in, right? We'll put a train stop in. We're going to call this, and there are a bunch of random names in here. We're going to call this test stop, stop 1, I don't know, test stop. There we go. So, that didn't work. Oops. Let's just do the arrow then. Test stop, there we go. So this guy, sitting on this track, can see test stop. We'll add him to the loop here, and we'll say go to test stop. Well, he's already there. Go to the station. Well, he's already there, so he's not going to do anything. So let's back it up a little bit, and then we'll say go to the station, see what happens. Oh, run the train. Okay, it went to the station and stopped. So that's where it's going to stop. That's all right. See how the wagons don't really line up perfectly? I think it's going to be good. There's a way to test it. So enter to exit. Also, the train will most likely kill you if you stand in front of it, unless you have a really serious shielded armor and stuff. So just don't do it. Be real careful, okay? You can get killed, and then you basically have to reload it. So that's interesting. Oh, because that's the same train. So it's all set up. Let's turn it off so it'll stop consuming, because I think it's... You can look in here, you can see... oh, it's not consuming. Okay, it only consumes when it moves, I think. So that's pretty awesome. So that's how you get back and forth to the fuel compartment right there. Alright, so I think it's set up. The one way to check is to pop down like stone. Okay, that's good. See how they didn't go into here. That's when you want to make sure it only goes into basically the loading station that you've set up. So you can test, I can test all these. I've already kind of done this off camera. Let's test, this guy looks pretty horrible, right? He's kind of offset a lot. Let's test this guy. Nope, perfect. That's great. So a big thing too with train unloading and loading is stack inserter size. So what do we have now? We have 3. So we can move 4 items every time we move something off the cargo into a chest. It's 4 items. That's another reason why this is a really good setup, because it should have a really high throughput. All right, so our train is set up. I'm not going to be using it just yet because I don't need a train to go to here. That'd be stupid. Plus, I don't want my train moving this direction. This is going to be the stop, so it'd have to go out this way and back in over here and pick up ore, right? That's stupid. I can just use a belt and put it right into the system. So I think the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to belt it in to this side of the chest right here. For now, I'll probably split it right here and then just run it like this. Or actually, that's too close, right? So let's do some of this. We'll probably do that for copper and this for iron, I guess. We'll copy these systems. So that's what I'm going to do for now until I need to actually go out of my way to get... Again, I did it. No, it's supposed to be down here, man. You're being stupid. Until I, have a need to actually go somewhere. So we're just going to load it directly into here. So let me copy this setup. Just do it over here. Except we want to flip it, don't we? That's okay. Do that. Probably would have been faster just to lay this stuff in. There. Then we'll copy this setup. Oops, nope. We'll copy this setup and we'll just duplicate it. No, that's not what I want. I want this whole thing. And we'll put it over here. There. Now we can bring in, with our belts that we already have set up, iron and copper. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up some receiving areas right here, some warehouses. And I'm just going to start setting those down. So the basic premise here is we're going to pump things in this direction. Okay? Not necessarily like that. But... we're going to move things down this direction into the forges. And what we're going to do is put in chests right here. I think 10. So I really want it there. So why don't we start here? We'll just do 5 for now. It only takes 10 fast inserters to load a fast belt. So we'll do 5 for now. Like that. And then we'll run some belt. But I'm going to expand this up to 10. Off camera, just I don't really want it. Well, because we're crafting all these by hand right now, and we need to set that up probably in the next episode, because we're going to need a lot of these things if we're going to be doing this receiver thing. So and then we're going to have another set of inserters here. I don't think these need to be smart inserters, because really we're going to request in, a million or iron ore right here. So why don't I just get that set up? We can get that moving right now. Oh, right here. We want 20 bazillion. We want just tons. Go get everything we've got. Put it in these chests. All right, and then we're gonna fill this. We're gonna fill this thing up. Thanks, QuickTime. I don't really need to update you right now, but thanks, appreciate it. We're gonna fill this thing with fast inserters like this. Okay. And then I think what we can use is substations here to have a really, really nice large area. That's what she said. I think that looks pretty good. Well, let's see. We're gonna have inserters. Why don't we make a whole line of this? Let's copy this. Right? We'll put it over here. Oops. I can't copy because, okay, well, I can do this. Right? I can copy this. There we go. But to do that, I need to give them some of these at least. There we go. So now they're going to be bringing in tons and tons of ore. Now, the first place they're going to grab it from is the storage in the system, which is perfect. I don't want any things. I don't want that stuff in the storage. So yes, please do that. But I think we're going to set 4 of these up because I want 4 full lines, right? So let's copy this again. And we'll just do it again, right here. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And basically what's going to happen is the closest ones are going to get filled first, which is going to be weird because this lane will always be full and this will probably be very, very empty. But we're going to belt balance this thing as we go along. We're going to belt balance into a 4-belt balancer. I might do it here and then do another set. I'm not positive on that, but I do know I want to have this here. So let's go this direction because I'm going to belt balance possibly. The problem is if I fill this up and then run it through a belt balancer, actually if I run it to a belt balancer and back into 2, it'll probably be fine. So why don't we leave a little bit of space? I think we've learned our lesson with space issues, right? But this will help in case one of the belts is like jammed and this has nothing. It will help spread it out a little bit so that the next set of belts here can, next set of inserters can start working on this stuff. So we'll do that. It's a little bit of balancing. It's not going to balance the whole thing, but that's fine. Actually, we can do some balancing in here too. That's not a bad idea. We can run that through here as well to just kind of spread the load out a lot, right? There we go. Sweet. So we'll do that. Balance on this side as well. We probably should just do that. It looks cooler anyway. Let's do, let's balance right there. Okay, cool. Sweet. So really the way to balance is you want to have some underground and balance like the outside belts too. But I think this is going to be good enough for what we're doing. This is fine. Yeah, balance into that. Right, then we're going to run it in directly from there. So they don't have enough. Okay, let's give them some more of these. Make a few more. Because we're going to have tons of these warehouses, right? We're also going to make these guys provider chests over here. So we can start moving these warehouses up to the new warehouses. So let's look at what we're going to need as far as substations in for this. It would be nice if we could do it all with one, but we can't. We could if we... Well, I want 4, right? So that's just not going to happen. Let's just do this. Let's see. Actually, down here would be a great spot to put it. That covers a lot. Like that, and then this. And they're connected. That's awesome. That's good. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this whole thing. And then I'll flip it around. Watch this crap. Right? So it'll come in, and this should cover everybody else. So let me think here. Like that, or is that too close? Well, really, it's like that. See, the problem is they're already going to be full. So putting more is just not going to do any good. I think for now we're going to use that. If it turns out to not be enough, we'll do something else. Let's set up the copper one. Let's see. Let's make sure it's on the same line. Let's set the copper one up right there. And then basically, since this is one line, we're just going to run it. Actually, since We're just going to run this right into a 4-belt balancer since we aren't going to be doing another one. We'll pick all this stuff up, and then I'm going to put a 4-belt balancer down. We'll put the 4-belt balancer, really want to put it kind of in the middle of these guys. So we'll put it like right in here. That'll give us plenty of space. Which means this guy can run directly out of here. Right? Perfect. Oops. Well, it doesn't matter really. This guy can be right here. Like that. Let's get rid of this. Alright, so this is going to be pretty good. It's a pretty good system. It's better than our other one. Again, the main thing I really like is we're getting better with each of our systems, right? Actually, that's not right. It should be right there. Let's just pick these up. I could do it with the, there we go. Which means this guy needs to be right here. There we go. Kind of need some light down here, don't we? Let's add lights in here. Alright, so we'll just, I don't know, put a light right here. Oh, the whole thing's not hooked up? Okay, well, I guess we can do this. Oops. Yeah, let's just do that. There we go. So the iron's going to get going right away because we got it hooked up. And that's fine. I don't really care. I really want to get the forges hooked up right now anyway, so this is fine. So this will go through the balancer. Now what this does is it balances 4 belts, but it doesn't balance which side it's on. We're just going to have to put up with whatever side it's on. There's a way to balance it. Actually, we could do that coming out of here. I think we have enough space. How to belt balance. Let's see. Let me look that up real quick. Why am I pausing it? Let's see. Factorio belt balance. Okay, balancer. That's probably not right. But if we're doing 1 belt, I think the way to do it is to split it off and then run them into each other. So we'll do it right here. Well, the problem is we won't be able to do it right there. I have to do it down here. Alright, let's do it in the same in each one. So the way you do this is you go like that, and you have it run into itself. And that balances the belt. There you go. See, it's working. So why don't we pick all this up, put it back in, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So see how these are all on the same side? It should balance the whole thing. Doesn't matter what side it's on. And actually to do this, we're going to have to take this one out. There. We'll put it in a different chest because it's still spitting out ore. It's going to continue to do that. Alright, actually we didn't need to do that. Let's pop this back in here though. All the ore. Okay, let's pop one of these dudes down again. There. So he's only coming out on one side of that belt, and this is getting balanced, which means it should balance completely out over here. Yep. Boom. Except, well, it's not exactly balanced, but it's pretty close. So let's copy this. What we're going to do is once I copy all this stuff, I'm just going to copy it over to the copper side over there. We'll remove all these like that, and this one we're gonna have a little bit of an issue here, I think, but that's fine. Alright, let's paste this stuff in now. Sweet. So we're gonna have to move this down. That is not gonna work. Okay, cool. We'll just make it run all into the bottom here. This is what we'll do, watch. There we go. So this one will run right here. Right there. And this guy will run right here. And boom. We're good. Alright. That's all we have to do, really. I think that's going to feed our ore down here. Now let me just run these. I'm going to run 2 each. So we'll just run it down like that. And it should start right away. Now remember, we only have 1 chest feeding this thing right now, so it's not gonna fill up our forge or anything like that. We'll be getting it all. I'll be setting all this stuff really up off camera. Just kind of wanted to show you how I was gonna do it, and then I'll be setting up. So what we can do, let's do this. Okay, so that's all hooked up. Now we got our forges running again, right? That's awesome. Now let's hook the iron to over here, right? So let's just do this like that, and then we'll hook it up right here, and we're going to go underneath, which is kind of obvious, I guess. Actually, let's do it a couple out so that we don't have to do this. Oh, I lost my tool. My tool ran out. I'm like, why is this taking so long? There we go. So we'll do this guy, I don't know, maybe like right here. Give it some room. Sweet. We'll get this iron going again. Let's cut that. Get out of here. Sweet. I'm going to plumb it in way back here because there's some stuff I kind of want to do. In fact, I can get rid of the underground if I do it back here. So the way I can do this is I'll cut that, right? And then I'll just plumb this in and it'll move all the ore off by itself. There we go. Without me having to pick it all up. Awesome. We can watch it work. That's all we need to do, right? 4 minutes left. Interesting. Okay, so this is going to load it all into these chests, and then the bots are just going to move it over. So that's pretty much how the system's going to work. Again, they're going to go to the closest one. And I want to put a couple extra roboports in here because I don't want them to have a problem with recharging. So I think we're going to do one there, and we'll do one over here. So let's give this guy a little bit of power, and a light would be a good idea. There we go. Let's just get this set up over here. But I kind of want it the other way around. So let's just do this. I should have more roboports. Where are they, man? Oh, they're down here. Apple, get out of here. I don't care about you, man. Jeez. Roboport. Alright, where did we put it? Right here? Sweet. I can do that. Then we did that. There we go. Now they can charge up because they only have 4 charging stations apiece. We might need a lot more than that, honestly. Alright, let's hook all this up. Again, it's still all going in the same chest. Actually, did we copy that setting down to all the chests? We didn't. That's one of the biggest problems. Alright, so let's do this. Let's copy this. Should have done that before I pasted it, but whatever. There, now it'll actually put it in all these different chests. Okay, sweet. Plumb this in, then we can start working on copper, and we're almost done, which is awesome. I'm just going to kill this off. Say like, look, get rid of that. I don't feel like dealing with it. Sweet. Oh, not that! Oh well. It is what it is. They're just going to go put it in those chests anyway. Alright, now, iron's coming in. Let's see how this thing works. Hopefully they go to multiple chests instead of just that one now. It should now because, remember, I think they go path to the closest chest. So like this should kind of probably go into here or here. We'll see. Kind of curious to see what happens here. So this is going to consume a lot of my Logi network, and that's fine. I'm not really that concerned with it. Let's see how it works down here. Let's see if it's fairly balanced coming in. It's alright. It's not full, but we really need more bots for that to happen. Plus, it's not really... Let's see if it's if they're keeping up. Yeah, they're totally keeping up. We got plenty of bots in here. There's nothing's even staying in here for like more than a few seconds. And that's what I want. Because when a train comes in and unloads, these guys have to pull that stuff out of that train really, really fast. Because another train could be coming in very soon, right? And we don't want to have too many trains coming in and not pull the stuff off fast enough. What I might do is set up a separate area that where I can unload as a backlog in case 2 trains come in at the same time. We can get all of them unloaded. I'll probably just have to have a giant Logi network, which is fine, like tons and tons of Logi bots. So it's actually not building up at all. But that's fine. When we have trains, it will. We don't have a lot of iron coming in yet. We actually have one more over here, don't we? So let's go get that guy all set up. Oh, this is going to be a little more interesting. So I've got a little bit of a backlog right here with this guy. He's running. I ran this guy. I had to run this belt back here to move the iron ore, so I don't have to move it myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this guy up with the splitter right here, so that I can get him back in without having to pick up all that iron. There we go. Now when I plumb out this line, which is actually coming from my ore over here, my drills, he'll just magically work his way in, then I can pick that up. Yeah, see? I can pick up that line later. Alright, so I kind of want to do it like right in here. I don't want to... Maybe right here. There we go. And now that guy's done, so let's just do that. Do a little bit of underground work. I think with this guy, I would use the train. I'll be using the train for areas like that that are that far away. It's not really far away, far enough away that I want to use the train. Oh great, here we go. We've got an issue. Let's just do this. We don't need a light there. We don't need no stinking lights. Alright. Like that. And then let's go around this dude right here. Because I don't really want to go under, like, try to get in there, and, like, that seems like a huge mess. Alright, so we got this guy coming in. Right here. There, now we got tons of iron ore coming in from 2 different locations. And now they should have a really hard time, well, not a hard time keeping up, but we should see how well we can keep up with this system. The nice thing is, all I have to really do here is add more Logibots if they can't keep up. Now, the problem with doing that is FPS will go down, the system will start lagging, because that many Logibots is a lot of work. And my system is not the most, the newest system or anything. Another reason this works is because that's a really short path for the Logibots. They don't have to go very far. If you want this to be super, super efficient, you'd probably put this as close to these other chests as possible. But I wanted to leave space just because I always get in a problem. I always have issues when I don't leave myself enough space. So that's pretty much our system. I think it's pretty awesome. That's what I'll be doing with the copper. I'll be setting that up. Why don't we just start setting up some of this? Why didn't they put... Oh, because they don't have enough chests. So let's give them some more. Oh, it's giving them back to me. I don't want them anymore. Here, take them. And now what I want you to do is copy this system. The problem will be... Yeah, I can't do that. Because they're going to set it up with iron, and I don't want them to be doing iron. So why don't we do this? We'll get these guys set up with copper. All the copper. Get me all the coppers. You just saw the Logibots take off. And then I'll just copy this over. And I'll just do this. I just gave them enough chests to make this work, so they should be fine. If not, let's make a few more. Actually, I can just put these in the system. There, we'll just make a few more of them. Sweet. So, also what we're doing is we're changing this, right? And there. There we go. Now we'll just copy this whole thing. But we don't want to copy the outflow. We just want this guy. Oh, no, no, no! No! Wrong one! How unfortunate. Wow, you're good at this, John. You're good at this game. I'm like, I know, guys. Thanks. I know I'm so good at this game. Alright, well, I guess... What a retard. Alright, let's copy this. Let's get it back in, because I do... Oh, not that! Oh my god, what is it? Misclick day? Jesus. There we go. Get her done, guys. With this one, I probably want it to come on this side, actually. There we go. Put down the 4-way. Put it right in the middle, right? So we're going to have to actually do it over here. So actually, we don't want it on that side. There, and let's put, let's recopy this. No, it's not right. Nope. I want this. Yep. We'll put it on this side. I don't know, it seems like... Oh, you know what it is this guy is the wrong way. This guy's probably more how I want it, but it doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, let's hook up this dude right in the center, right? In case I ever want 2 of these, but I don't think I will, but we'll try it. Let's see. Right there. And then we can copy this whole thing. Let's see. I don't know if I can copy this. I can just reverse it. We'll try it. I don't think I can because it won't mirror. But I can copy this. The thing is, I'm going to want all 4 of those going to the same dude. Actually, that's not true. So let's do this. There we go. So that'll be all set up. Then I just need to run these in. Why didn't I move that over? So it was in line with that. Because I'm retarded? Yeah, probably. Because I'm retarded. I did it over here too, didn't I? That's okay. Let's just be retarded today. We're way over the time. I probably can just do the rest of this off camera, but I want to actually what I want to do. Let's get some copper working as well. As soon as they get all that in, let's change a few of these to provider chests. We're gonna have to build more of these, obviously, but let's get rid of this backlog. Right there we go. Get rid of it. Put that in our new warehouse. And that's how it's going to be, guys. That's how it's going to work. You saw it right there. Pretty awesome, huh? I'm going to do that before I set up the other ore coming in. Because there's no reason to set it up if I've got a huge, backlog like I do. I don't need it yet. Okay, so we need more, well, we don't need that guy. We need more of these provider chests. I don't think I have any more. Why don't we request 10 at all times? I don't think there are any in the system, though. But we need them to get rid of this warehouse over here. So just get rid of all this stuff. Actually, why don't we just have these guys moving it down? Oh, they are moving it down. But I think it's faster if I just do use these dudes. That way they can just pull it out of there. So I'm going to set up something also for coal, but you're going to see that off camera. I'm going to set up a station on this side for stone and this side for coal. That way when they bring it in and move it over, I can use the warehouse to set up a train to move coal and stone wherever I need it. Obviously, iron and copper ore, they're almost one of their only uses is really to run through the forge. The other use of iron is, and we're going to need more Logi ports here. You can tell, I can tell already. Let's just get a couple of them in here. I think these guys are powered, right? Yeah, we need tons, because these guys are just hanging out waiting to recharge. That is not a good idea. There we go. That should be enough for recharging. But anyway, the only other use for iron ore is in concrete, and that's something we do need to set up really, really soon. So I'll be thinking about how to transport that iron down as well, and not get everything backed up in our system over here. So I'll show you also how I'm going to balance the incoming ore so that we don't get like a bunch of, our copper warehouse is full and we get a copper train come in and they unload the copper and there's nowhere to put it, and then this receiving center is basically worthless. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if it's the next episode, but it'll be soon. So as always, everyone, stay frosty.